The Morgan Dollar series, right? 28 years, ended in 1921. What was the crazy story of 1921? Well, Carson City was closed, New Orleans was closed, Denver opened in 1906, so if all hands on deck to continue making silver dollars from the silver left over from the Pittman Act melt, Denver has to make their first and only Morgan dollar. And tonight, how about uncirculated pieces at this price? This price being under $50, and I cannot tell you the last time I have seen them this affordable. Our normal price is $69 to $79, and that's our price here at AVC. Well, let me tell the story of the Morgan and the story of this crazy coin, because this is a first year of issue for Denver making the Morgan dollar. It's also the last year of issue for the Morgan dollar series. So it kind of has the hiccup of first and last tied to one. And it's all because the other two branch mints, Carson City, closed in 1893, and New Orleans, who made 26 Morgans, closed in 1909. Now, the Morgan dollar series came from silver out west, the Comstock lode, the largest silver find ever in America. We never had a silver dollar consistently in circulation up until when the Morgan dollar was introduced. We actually used foreign silver for legal tender until 1857. A lot of people just didn't know that. So when we found this silver, we had a solution. Let's make a big coin again. This is the largest coin we ever made for circulation in silver, the silver dollar, the Morgan dollar. So we make it for 27 consecutive years. That being 1878 to 1904. That's when all the Philadelphias, San Franciscos, all the New Orleans, all the Carson cities were made. And then they stopped making the coin. World War I hits. Senator Pittman is addressing England's need. England's having a monetary crisis in India during World War I. The Germans are forcing the paper flow, silver certificates into the banks, and England can't support the volume. So the U.S. passes the Pittman Act, and we melt 60% of all of our Morgan dollars. Well, it's fine and dandy. It solves the crisis because we had to have bullion, so they couldn't say it was U.S. coming to aid. It was English silver potentially. It was silver solving the problem. Otherwise, we would have just sent them Morgan dollars. We couldn't do that. So in 1921, the war is over. The public is petitioning for a brand new silver dollar, which would eventually be the peace dollar, but they were struggling with the design contents, and they battled that out for a long time. In the meantime, however, the U.S. Mint said, hold it, we can just go back and start making the Morgan again. There's no law saying we can't. So they do. So Philadelphia and San Francisco that struck every single Morgan, every year the Morgan was made, goes out there and starts pumping them out. But Denver is the fun story. Denver is the story. Because it was a brand new mint, opened up in 1906. It was intended to replace New Orleans, and they did. New Orleans closed in 1909. It just didn't have any silver dollars because the Morgan dollar ended in 1904, right? So it was one of those funky flow mechanisms. We have the very last Morgan dollar, 1921, and then we have the first year of issue for Denver, all tied together. Just a great story. Now, if you look at the details, though, Denver, I'm a numbers freak. I like looking at numbers. It helps me quantify one coin versus another. If you put 10 coins on a shelf, you look at the mintages, and then you go out into the industry and travel for 20, 30 years, and then you look at PCGS or NGC to validate what you know or you think you know, it's kind of scary. There's a reason why a couple of those piles are very small and a couple of them are very large. Indiscriminate was the Pittman Act. We just have no idea which ones were or were not melted. But they made 20 million Morgans in Denver in 1921. It was one of the key coins of the year, way lower than Philadelphia. If you look at the population of how many coins have been seen by NGC and PCGS in the last 38, 39 years, it's staggering. Let me use these as just references. The 1880s, so we're talking about 140 years ago. NGC and PCGS have seen 369,000 Morgan dollars from San Francisco dated 1881. I'm sorry, 1880. 1881 San Francisco, 389,000. 1883 New Orleans, 301,000. The last Morgan from New Orleans, 1904, 306,000. All great coins, all selling for big premiums to this coin. And then there's Denver with 49,702 as of today. Combined, all conditions. It just tells you that these are not out there. I wish they were. Make my job easier. Ha ha ha. But it's one of those bookend stories that just makes a special place. Again, 28 P's, 28 S's, 26 O's, 13 CC's, 1 Denver. So we celebrate the 100th anniversary in 2021 of the last Morgan. And the U.S. Mint decides to make all 5 mints again. And they make them all the same mintage, 175,000. 175,000 coins. Denver was sold on August 3rd. And it took it 5 minutes to sell out back in 2021. Today, you can't touch the coin for under $300. I'm telling you categorically, I can't find the original 21D in any close proximity to what I can find the brand new one. And the originals, my competition has these beautiful originals at $149. Tonight, our crazy special, we are literally $100 less for tonight only as it references. Tune in tomorrow, they're going back to $69.95. And even there, we're kicking some serious butt. Guys, we got to put a 30-second clock up. Lots of activity on the phones. Thank you. We appreciate it. Remember, avccoins.com is always there. Operators are waiting. They've been bouncing back and forth on the fast busy. It's just been a fun hour of talking coins. But this one, it's special. The first ever Denver, the last year of issue. Uncirculated, 100+ years old, and we're how much less than our competition? Yeah, tonight, $49.95 while they last.